Now from your exclusive home for minor league baseball, MLB The Show is on the air. And with final warm-ups nearly complete, let's check out the starting lineups for each manager here tonight. Chris Miller will step in now to lead. And this will be lined into center field, and they've got themselves their first hit of the ball game.
So far, so good.
As he enters play with an average down in the 220s. Swing and a fly ball to straightaway left. Miller comes on now and puts it away for the second out of the inning. Chris Miller.
Not a better matchup on deck here with 2 outs. So on 3-1 now, they may not take any chances with this guy.
And that misses ball. Chris Miller. And this ball is popped up, drifting back behind the mound. Weathers is there, 1 away. Fortunes here. The first 5 innings have not been particularly kind to them.
And I think that's putting it mildly. Just 1 hit in these first 5 innings. They're going to need to do a better job of finding good.
Chris Miller. And a pitch down that swung on and sent to second base. Throw in time, and the side is retired. So no runs here on a base hit. No. The Stars of tomorrow get their shot in the limelight today as the show's coverage of the Southern League is on the air. And before we close in on first pitch, a look at the starting lineups here for the finale. Chris Miller will step in now. Swing and a liner toward the gap in left center. But this will be pulled in out there in left center. Well hit, but a rough out.
Hey, strike this guy out. Let's go.
Now a slider that swung on and hit in the air out toward left. Miller is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. Chris Miller. Swing and a ball hit hard on the ground towards second. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. Chris Miller.
You figure you're going to get something around the plate.
Oh, double play ball to second. 4, 6, 3. It's a double play, and the inning is over. Chris Miller will stand in to start a pitch. And here's a swing and a ball lifted in the air into fairly deep center field. Olson has to roam straight back, but he has it for the first out.
You can't underestimate.
Chris Miller down to perhaps their final strike of the evening. And a swing and a bouncing ball back up the middle. On to first, and that's your ball game.
And a good job.
The show's continuing coverage of minor league baseball is on the air. And before we get too much further, here's a look at each manager's starting lineup here for the opener. Adam.
Well, this is a guy up there that's not hitting a ton right now, but he can still work the count, and that alone can be beneficial to an offense.
And you know, you're going to see this a lot with a guy
Getting a few steps off a second there. Now the pitch. Swing and a line drive to left. This will hang up just long enough to be run down in shallow left for a tough second out.
swing, but just a little looper. He manages to charge.
Lined hard to center field. Lutz will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. Out in front of a changeup there as this is skied in the air to straightaway left. Miller is there to put it away, and the runner will be forced to retreat back to first. Chris Miller.
2-2. I don't think you fool around anymore.
Now here's a hard hit ball. Caught out there at second base. And that'll take care of the leadoff man here in the home.
He's been dominant all game long, and I think part of it is that he got himself a nice lead early on, and that's allowed him to not really worry about making a mistake. He's been free and easy against him at all.
Chris Miller. On the ground towards second. Oh, and he can't come up with it. Now from your exclusive home for minor league baseball, MLB The Show is on the air. And as we close in on first pitch, there you get a look at the starting lineups this afternoon. 3-run shot down the line in left.
As he comes right after him with a fastball, and he gets ahead.
Oh, this is hit hard towards second. And a base hit, and that'll get the run in from third. And the throw in gets away from him. 50 to start things out. And he goes the other way with the fastball as this is hit in the air toward the gap in right center. And that is down for extra bases as this will get one home and maybe two. And both runners are home as they're right back in the ball game. Chris Miller at 3-2. And he misses with it for ball 4. So the bases will be loaded now with. And he gets around on the fastball here as this is hit fairly well out toward left field. He'll put it away without much trouble, and the leadoff man is retired here in the fourth. And he's right on the fastball there as this is hit pretty well out towards deep left. Miller is going to get there as he backs up to put it away, and there are 2 gone now. Chris Miller. And good contact there as this is hit high and deep to right center. And that ball gets down out near the wall and should be extra bases. And he will coast into second with a leadoff double. Chris Miller. Now a fastball as this is hit fairly well out toward left center. Carnuth will range to his left as he tracks this one down in left center for the second out of the. Chris Miller. And this is swung on and bounced up the center of the diamond. On to first, and there were 2 down.
Cause he gon' dance when that music hit him. Like bang, 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 darkness fall. And in the nighttime, I'm camouflage. Now I don't know who you are, but girl, I wanna know if you can move.
The stars of tomorrow get their shot in the limelight today as the show's coverage of the Southern League is on the air. And before we get on with things here this evening, a look at the 2 starting lineups we'll see featured tonight. Campaign. Line to left. But he'll hardly need to move out there in left as this is hauled in for the first out.
Not an.
Chris Miller.
You gotta wait him out.
Yeah, and if you can lay off the off-speed stuff, that's when you're going to get your fastball to hit.
Lutz is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Fourth. Sets the 2-2 pitch. Here's a swing and a ball hit into the air to left center and shallow. Miller comes on and makes the catch in shallow left for out number 1. Chris Miller. Off pitch one more time. And that misses ball 4 now. It's a leadoff walk to get the home half of the 5th. And a swing and a bouncing ball back up the middle. And that's through into center field. Base hit. Chris Miller. Now this pitch is stroked into right center field, and that'll get down for a base hit. Throw comes back in quickly, so put the runners at first and second now, still with only 1 away.
You think he was looking for a fastball there? I think he was. That's about as hard a hit ball as you're going to see, and he was right on that one.
Chris Miller. And he goes the other way with a fastball as this is hit high and deep out to straightaway left. And he's turned an 0-2 count into a home run. And Steve. What a nice moment that is for him. His first home run as a Double-A player.
Yeah, and you always like to get those firsts out of the way, but the first home run, well, that's kind of extra special for any hitter. This is exactly the kind of production that this team's going to be looking for from him as he moves up through the minor leagues.
So a good offensive showing for these guys, but if we had to pick one player that stood out, that's our man right there. He's our tops player of the game.
Yeah, he came through with a couple of hits, but more importantly, that big home run, which...
My friends, they just ignore me. Tell me never mind. Wait till your life for the slum bills.